It's a great, great day. It's a good day. Get up. Can't you see the sun shining? I woke up and I rolled out of bed. Got dressed and I left at 10. Check my nails, looking good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh yeah! I know this'll be the day. Everything will be okay. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. No more crying myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, cause I hear music playing on these streets. Oh yeah! Ain't nobody gonna cry today. Ain't nobody gonna die today. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. Gonna be a good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's beautiful. It's gonna be a good day. No more crying myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, cause I hear music playing. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. It's a real good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Woo! It's a great, great day. It's a good day. Get up. Can't you see the sun shining? I woke up and I rolled out of bed. Got dressed and I left at 10. Check my nails, looking good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh yeah! I know this'll be the day. Everything will be okay. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. No more crying myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, cause I hear music playing on these streets. Oh yeah! Ain't nobody gonna cry today. Ain't nobody gonna die today. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. Gonna be a good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go
my. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's about time for TNT. If you're one of those kids around watching TNT this morning, that is awesome. I'm glad you skipped school today to get some real estate education. And I hope that I provide some value to you. For later on in your career, if you become a real estate agent, I hope that you can look back on today and be like, I learned something today that helped me in my career. And I hope you get there. So thanks for joining us. Today is the 17th, 2/17. Did you know that it's also episode 729 of this? We've done this 729 times, and it'll keep going and going and going, but learning just a little bit each day. I don't want to have you learn too much in any one day, because then you won't come back for the next day. So imagine if you learned everything today, right? Then you'd be like, why would I ever come back? So we can't give away all the knowledge at once, just like a slow drip. And that's what we're trying to accomplish today. Thank you guys for joining us. I see everybody's chatting in, and they are present. If you guys need more Mike in your life, come on up to the sales center at Wendy Farms today at 727 Blondy Jhune. I will be there, and if I could see you, that would be great. Might as well stop on by. And let me see, topics for today. When are you most productive? ? In the day. And we'll discuss what that looks like for you versus others, versus like how you're coordinating with your clients, like what's going on, like when is Stacy best? How should you be, understanding of others? When am I best? Well, when am I not my worst? Let's put it that way. I'm never my best, but when am I just not at my worst? And then topic number 2 is, how much sleep do you really need? Right? There's a lot of busy people out there. I see people like burning the candle at this end and like at that end, and then before you know it, there's like no candle left. So how much sleep do you really need? ? And then the sales center at Wendy Farms, if that's going to be opening, I'm going to ask you your desired hours. Like, how many hours should this place be open? Like 24/7, like a gas station? Is it like the 7-Eleven that it's open from 7 in the morning till 11 at night? I think that's why they got their name. So we'll talk about that topic there. All right. So I think that's enough for us right now, and it is time to get started. When are you most productive in your day? And how does that relate to real estate? We're going to talk about you, yes, you, and when you are most productive. Then we're going to talk about when I'm most productive, and I'll share that. Then we're going to talk about your clients specifically. What's going on in their day, and how does that all line up? Does their schedule line up with yours? Are you opposite? Whatever. What's going on? How do you coordinate with Stacy if you happen to have some stuff going on as an agent, right? So we're going to talk about that and much, much more. I don't know like what the much, much more part is, just like pretty much the topic we'll talk about. But anyways, diving into that. So I was on with Stacy, and we were kind of talking about this topic in general. And she's an early riser, and she tends to get certain things done early in the day. Myself as well, my standard wake-up time is 5:13 a.m. And so when I wake up then, you get to work and you do your stuff. And I feel that when I need to work on a spreadsheet or I need to work on something that's detail-oriented, kind of the first couple of tasks of the day that I get done. So if I had to file my taxes, for example, I would do that first thing in the morning, and I would knock that out, and I'd be like focused on it. Now I'd have a cup of coffee, it would be quiet, I'd put some music on, and it would just go. And I would get in this trance and just get the work done and move on. But when are you most productive? So kind of think about that for yourself. And then think about this from a client perspective, right? So now your clients are going to be different. And imagine their day. So now if we think through like a standard client, like husband, wife, and a couple of kids, and they're bringing them to school and shuttling them around, and they got all this stuff going on. Maybe they go to bed earlier. Maybe they stay up later. So what is their schedule like? What time do they want to talk with you, right? So now all of a sudden, if you have clients calling you after work or at lunch break or on their way to work, then you need to be able to identify that, but then sync up with their schedule and work your schedule around them, not vice versa. So imagine that I happen to be working with a client right now. If I was an agent that took on clients, if I'm working with the client and they also are in the standard habit of calling me in the morning on the way to work. And now these people are calling me first thing in the morning, right? But they're calling me maybe at 7:30 as they commute down to Dallas to work, so they get there at 8 so they can leave early and not be stuck in rush hour and all those things. So now we think through that, but that lines up with the times when I like to do my spreadsheets, right? And I'm working on those types of things. So now we have to line that up and make sure that we're working around our client and make sure that you have those discussions with them. If you want to work your day in the best way you can, that sometimes you have to make sacrifices. So would you rather talk to that client first thing in the morning at 7:30 on their way to work when they want to, right? And kind of have that scheduled? Or would you rather put that off in the day and have them calling you at your supper time when they are free? So that ultimately becomes your choice. And if you want to take control and like just rein them in, like grab onto that and take charge, then you identify that type of thing, pull the client to where they really want to be, okay? And do it first thing in the morning. It might be uncomfortable for that client to ask you, like, hey, can I call you at 7:30 in the morning? Maybe it's not uncomfortable for them, but if you lead them in that direction, you get there, that you're having that conversation when they're fresh, when they're on their way to work, when they're in the car, when they're just thinking about things, and you have your notes and you can make them and you're sitting at your desk. How much better of a conversation is that as if you looked at it and said on the other way, they're at dinner, their spouse is like, can you get off the phone? The kids are crying, there's stuff going on, and you're also doing your set of things. So imagine that. This is all about productivity, okay? And then there's all these different types of items as you're communicating with them and when you're productive and when they are, as it relates to sending communications. So on my phone here with the Android, I have the opportunity to delay send text messages. So you can train the people to be responding to you at the certain time, right? Like no one wants to receive a text message from another person right before they go to bed or any of those things. So don't bother a person then, but rather schedule it for whenever that proper time is. And the same exact thing with email. And I'm a firm believer that if you want to be considered a full-time professional and be treated like one, then you need to keep your hours and keep track of what you're doing at certain times and rein that client in. And don't be afraid to send them that message first thing in the morning, right? That's going to feel much better to that client so they can see it before they get in the car and they have all that stuff rather than getting it later at night and they have all these things going on, they're not really paying attention. So that's about knowing your client, staying on top of it, being more productive, but considering others within your schedule, most importantly, getting it to work for you, right? So if you know that Stacy's an early riser, then sending her something delayed send so it comes in first thing in the morning, she's probably going to enjoy that. But like set it early because Stacy wakes up early. But then she can just knock it out and it's done. And she's going to be so much happier that she can cross it off her list. You know, there's a lot of people out there that list crossing is a real thing. And I didn't realize that until recently. They're like, oh, I love to pick up the pen and just cross it off as an accomplishment. Is that you? Is that your client? All right. Anyways, that's fully discussed. How much sleep do you really need? I don't know. I'm going to do a study on it myself and find out, and I'll get back with you. No, but really. So there's all these different practices on like how much sleep you really need. I recently heard from one of my good friends that you only get so many hours of life. And I was like, whoa. I started thinking about that. And then I thought to myself, well, what he's saying is I should never sleep. I should just stay awake and I should enjoy myself all the time. And like, why sleep at all? But then what he told me was, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, you only get so many hours that you're alive when you're awake. And you should stretch them out and sleep more. And then I was totally like, whoa, that's crazy. And my mind was blown. So as you're kind of thinking through this, do you only get so many beats of your heart? Do you only get so much stress in your life? Do you only get so many hours when you're awake? Do you only, like, what do you get? Does sleeping more equal, what if you're healthy? What's this balance? How much sleep do you really need? So chat in now how much sleep you typically get, what time you go to bed, and what time you wake up in the morning. How do you function, right? And are you better at different times? So make it interactive. I'd love to hear how much you guys are sleeping. Super important. I think it is important, like when you're scheduling your surgery, as Mike Shepard duly points out, that you schedule it for first thing in the morning and the guy's going to be like paying attention, right? Hopefully. All right, schedule it, like who wants to be the last surgery of the day? That doesn't make sense. You know, like call the guy in the middle of the night and let him like operate on you when he's then. But everyone has different hours. I hear that some of our agents are great in the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. They're amazing then. And then sleep, right? So I don't know, I'm currently going to bed about 12:30, waking up at 5:13, and you can figure out the math on how much sleep that is, and I feel totally good. Or do I? Right? So let's kind of think through that one and then think about yourself. Maybe if you just had a baby, maybe you're getting a lot less sleep. So that would be an interesting case study to know parents, right? So you had kids, and then are you better when you get more sleep, like later on in life with them, or are you more efficient? Do you get more done in the day? Are you a better person? Like what's going on there? So anyways, that's sleep and how it affects you. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. Whoa, that's a lot of hours that some of these people are sleeping. Way too many hours. You guys should be doing some more stuff. Don't sleep. Builder's hours. Huh, that's a concept. So I've heard banker's hours. And bankers have these phenomenal hours that they don't work on holidays and they don't work on the weekends. And then they show up at 9 and leave at 5 and take a full lunch break. And but not to call a banker after 3 o'clock because they're almost ready to leave. What? Those are banker's hours. Those are pretty cool. I kind of like them. But then think about builder's hours. And when are builders open? And when should they be open? So that's a question that I'm proposing to you guys. As you're looking around and you guys have been to many different home builders, they have the hours that they work. But what would you want if you're a consumer, right? You're looking to buy a house. You're an agent. You want to go get some information. So what are the useful hours that the builder would have their showroom open for, their model home? What would those hours be? So I've heard kind of standards are 10 to 6, Monday through Thursday, maybe closed one of those days on a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that. And then on the weekend, open all the time, whatever all the time is defined as. But I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what kind of hours you would like. And don't think about what anyone else does. Think about what's really best for the consumer. And then tell me. I'd love to hear about it in the chat. I'd love for you to send me an email and say hey, these are the hours that honestly would work for me. And just think about it and tell me. If you are looking for a home, when would you go look? Maybe that's a great way to look at it. So think about it from your own personal perspective. You currently have a job. When are the hours that you would go? When are the hours that you would go with your spouse? And that might help out. So think about the other person and figure this bad boy out. Thank you for your assistance there. I do appreciate it. Topic closed. Getting out of here on time. That's a wrap for us today. We'll be back with Shana tomorrow. I'll be going to Wendy Farms right now. So if we have a meeting here in just a little bit, you can jump on zoommeetingwithmike.com and I'll be over there. If you want to tour the place, it's going to be a little colder than normal out there today, but come on out. We'll be there. We'll show you around, let you see what's going down. Come out and join me. See ya. No. How many hours do you need? You need 8? Oh my word.
It's a great, great day. It's a good day. Get up. Can't you see the sun shining? I woke up and I rolled out of bed. Got dressed and I left at 10. Check my nails, looking good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh yeah. I know this'll be the day. Everything will be okay. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good, good day. It's gonna be a good, good day. Good, good day. I think it's finally all gonna go my way. Rain or shine, no, I don't mind. This day is mine. I'm gonna chase all those gray clouds away. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. No more crying myself to sleep and thinking better days are a far off dream. Get up and I move my feet, cause I hear music playing on these streets. Ain't nobody gonna cry today. Ain't nobody gonna die today. I kiss my cares all away. It's gonna be a good,